Hey, what up, everybody? So, we are here with our monthly installment of our member highlight, or as you might know it, member of the month, and that is Miss Kristi App. It's a long time coming. She probably should have been member of the month like 3 years ago. We did just start this, though. I think we've only had like 8 of these, maybe less than that. So, Kristi,
Yes.
thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How long have you been a member of RU? 4?
Since December of 2016, so it'll be 5 years this year.
5 years. Boom. I love it.
Yeah.
And what has like that experience been for you, or how has your experience evolved over those 5 years?
I'd say I came into RU pushing 40, wanting to get,
You're
wanting
40?
to lose weight. I'm over 40.
You're over 40.
I'm over 40 now.
Damn.
But no, I came here pushing on the door of 40, looking at it and wanting to lose weight. Quickly, I'd say probably within the first 4 months of joining RU, I got hooked on that endorphin rush of strength.
Yeah.
And seeing incrementally that I was getting better at different things. And so I kind of shifted from there, from weight loss to just really improving performance in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's really sort of just kind of grown slowly from there.
Yeah. I think it's okay to like change your goals and jump back and forth and what you want. And I mean, I do with the programming, because it can't just be the same thing all the time. Everyone needs change. And I talk about evolution, but I do talk about like, we need to focus on this and then focus on this. And I've kind of gone back to now a hybrid of let's focus on strength, but like get a little bit of endorphin rush every day. So.
No, and I've been enjoying it. And that's what I tell people too when we have programming changes here is one, I think I've been a member long enough that you see I've been through the cycles where it's just you change and you do it and you have benefits for that within your body. I think as with this recent cycle, I really like it because one, I like the focus on the strength. I like the focus on, the sort of bodybuilding part of it.
Yeah,
and at the end of the
is.
workout, you have like a 10 to 14 minute period where you just blow yourself up.
Oh, I like that.
And it's always been a great end to the workout.
Yeah, I love it. What did you do for fitness before you came to RU?
Oh, I had about 20 years of nothing.
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 Right. But before that?
Well, I would say, so my sister, who's also a member here.
Vanessa, what's up? Shout out.
Yes, is a fitness junkie. But from the time I quit competitively swimming until I joined RU, it was really a series of like Globo Gym, join, go for a couple of times, don't go.
Yeah.
Do my sister's boot camp, take a couple of years off,
Right.
gain some weight. So really, this is the first thing. This is the first program and gym I've committed to really as an adult, and it's and I love it here.
You mentioned competitive swimming. How long were you a competitive swimmer?
From 8 until I was about 17, and then I did master swimming a bit in college.
What was that journey like as a competitive swimmer?
Oh, I loved it. It was. It's very similar, and I think it's why I click so well here. I like the team camaraderie.
Yeah.
I like working out with people. And when you swam, you did that. It was, we had a weightlifting program. So from the time you hit 13 years old, you could start strength training.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah. So we used to train at St. Martin's, Michael Morrow, same, we swam on the same team. And so did that. And so when I joined here, it was the transition from, we're doing deadlifts and cleans and stuff I used to do, 20 plus years ago, and it's coming back in. But I liked my swimming.
Was there when it came to competitive swimming, and even, I guess, as an early teenager, and you did say you were doing weightlifting, was there a focus or like something you were trying to achieve from weightlifting? Because one of the things I did notice watching the Olympics the other day is that swimmers aren't as jacked as like track athletes, right? And I'm guessing that has to do because muscle mass is heavy.
Yeah, I don't know the science behind it. When I was younger, there wasn't necessarily, it was, I'm 44 now, so it was, 30 years ago, but it was still they wanted you to weigh, like if you weighed over 140 pounds as a girl, it didn't really matter height-wise. You had to get put on a diet.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have the science yet. But my coach was always ahead of time, the fact that he knew muscles promoted strength, and you needed the strength in the water, with your stroke and everything else to supplement the cardio side of it. So he wasn't scared so much to, we were deadlifting 300 pounds as teenagers.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
it wasn't like, lightweight,
You were in shape.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You were in super shape. How was it like staying underneath that 140-pound barrier?
For me, it wasn't hard. I was skinny until I was 21 years old, and then life blew me up. But actually, for me, from a muscle, I tend to hold a lot of muscle. So I fluctuated right around 140 just because of my build.
Yeah.
But for other people who were taller, if you ever talk to my sister, she'll tell you about it as well too. That was one of her scarring moments. Vanessa's 4 inches taller than me and had to be under 140. So it's, and at the time hard. it doesn't, we're built pretty similar.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't hard, but I know for a lot of other people, you get a lot of body dysmorphia and body image issues because you're not fitting, what at 30 years ago was a mold.
So you're a Stacked client as well. Kristi does nutrition with us. She just said before here she's going to do it with us until we kick her out.
Yes.
Which will be never, because I do like lifetime clients. No, but for real, I was just talking about how I have a coach. Even as a nutrition coach, I pay someone to be my coach, just for the fact that I have to turn in a sheet to them and be held accountable. And I like being held accountable. I have a fitness coach as well. Also, you can always learn stuff from other people. Yeah, I never want to stop learning. So for you, how has that nutrition journey been? Like, what kind of made you start? And specifically with the individual coaching with Stack, because I know we've always done like challenges in the past, but this was different. This was a big commitment. What made you start, and then how has that been?
I went through a couple of the challenges. I did coaching with Emily for a while Emily, and this was pre-Stacked. I stopped during quarantine, and then during quarantine I actually did good. I lost weight. I had a lot less distraction in my life, and my fitness actually improved over lockdown.
I remember that moment.
Yeah.
You said everything kind of clicked during quarantine.
And but then right around November of this year, I realized that things were opening back up. My weight was plateauing. I noticed that my social life, which I like to be active, I could see where that was going to possibly give me some issues.
Yeah.
And I'm very much like you in that I like accountability. I know Claire had become a Stack coach. I had worked with Emily for a few years prior. I approached Claire and just because I wanted some guidance in my life as to how to incorporate nutrition and wellness into my everyday life.
How has it been learning to balance, your nutrition goals, but then being social, because you are a social person?
Yeah. It's challenging. I think it's given me a lot of clarity. I think as an adult, you have to start making some decisions about what things really feel good for you in the long term, what feels good in the moment, and then which ones are you willing to make a sacrifice for?
Yeah.
So, I think my relationship with alcohol has changed. I drink probably 90% less than I did a year ago. Not to say that I don't enjoy a cocktail, or
I love a cocktail.
Or if you popped a good bottle of
4
champagne
Palomas
right
on
now,
Friday. Yeah.
I would stick a straw in it and probably drink the whole thing. But it gives you, I think what Stacked has given me, and I feel so much better mentally and physically that it's easier to make decisions about, I don't want to get shit hammered on Friday, feel like crap on Saturday, and then blow up my nutrition at the same time. It's
and then have to make up for that Monday through Thursday.
I think not even make up, because I think that's a decision I've come to as well. It's not, if I do this, then I have to subtract that. It's just about choices. Like, do I really want it, and is it worth it?
Right.
And I've learned that I can still go out to dinners. I can still hang out with my friends. I can go to pool parties, and have the social benefit and not kill my nutrition at the same time.
Yeah, I love it. What for you? What are your favorite things to do, fitness wise, in the gym?
Oh, it's funny. I would have unequivocally back squat. I like to squat until I feel like my hip flexors might blow out. It's my favorite lift. I would say over the last 4 months, I'm actually really super enjoying endurance, which is endurance and trying things that I would normally skip over before.
I think it's interesting that you said back squat, because to me, like, back squat, you have to be mentally prepared to do. Like, it's not like deadlift. Like, I feel like you can kind of roll out of bed, get warmed up, and deadlift, and you can deadlift heavy. And there might be some limitations, but like, it's not like totally jacking you up. Where you put that barbell on your back and now it has to go down below parallel. Like, you got to be ready.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
And you have to be really ready at 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely. hips are a little cranky, but it takes a while to get warmed up. But I love it.
So Kristi's generally been a 5:30 a.m. person. She has branched out to 8:30 a little bit.
Yeah. Whenever I'm on day off, I'm at 8:30.
I get it though. Like, you want to sleep in. What about working out at 5:30 a.m. is so enticing?
For me, I'm one of those where it sets the tone for my day. So I get up at 5. I get up at 4:30. Get to the gym, start at 5:30, and just the stress relief. One is the fact that by 6:30 in the morning, I've accomplished 60 minutes of working out.
Yeah.
And so I've had one success for that day.
Ooh, I love that.
I come home, I make my bed. That's success number 2. And
Boom.
then I roll into the office. And it sets the tone for my day, and it makes me be more successful. Both during the week at work and then on the weekend when I transition home and, have to get my chore list done.
How long did it take for it to become a habit?
Really not long at all. I'm a morning person in general. For people who say they think that people that work out in the morning are amazing, I look at people that work out at 5:30 or 6 in the evening, and it's the same thing.
It's hard.
It's rough. I mean, for me, it's and I tell people all the time, the last thing I want to do when I get off work is talk to anybody. So so like coming to the gym and actually having to be engaged and mentally pump yourself up, that would be so hard for me in the afternoon.
One of the things I tell people who are considering like 5:30, 6:30 a.m. is, if that's your class, it's easiest to work out, because if you're an afternoon person, something could happen after work. Kids, whatever. Now all of a sudden you miss your workout. But if you're 5:30, 6:30, nothing's happening.
No, nothing's happening at
unless
5
you're
o'clock
like
in the morning
sick or
besides like a
something
flat
like
tire.
that. Right.
Like, there's nothing that can distract your morning that early to make you not go to the gym.
Yeah. So Kristi is the godmother of the Zero Dark 30 crew. For those of you who don't know, during quarantine, Kristi actually put together all the workouts for her girls, group at 5:30 a.m. They had a whole sign made. It was legit. And you kind of just kept that going. What made you do that or feel the need? I mean, I loved it, other than the one time the police stopped by and said, "What the hell are y'all doing?"
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Then that was our pivot to City Park.
No, but that was funny.
But hindsight, it was fun. Day of, not so much. But again, it falls down to accountability. I think one of the other benefits of working out at 5:30 in the morning is, I would say, it's probably the most standard group of people. Like, if you're going to work out at 5:30, you're more than likely going to go there every day. So whether it's, Mark or Pat or whoever else, it's everybody's, you're guaranteed that they're going. And I needed the accountability. There was no way when we went into lockdown that I was working out by myself.
Yeah.
We tried to do a Zoom workout. That didn't work. And then so we all kind of got together on a Facebook group. And at the time, it was like, all right, you can only have 10 people together. So we're like, all right, who wants to be in the 10?
Yeah.
And we'd roll into the parking lot every morning, get started at 5:30. We'd do every other parking space to space ourselves apart, and kept us. But it became a really good group for us, especially during that early part of lockdown, to continue to work on our physical health, but also at the same time, just the mental and stress relief was amazing.
Yeah, I talk about that all the time. People should know why they're working out, and like what their goals are. So like if body composition is one thing, there's specific things you need to be doing. If weight loss is something, hey, there's something we should be doing for that. Performance is an entirely different issue. But if it's mental health, like you need to just be vocal about that. And this is what I'm going to do. And it's a lot. It just changes the game when it's a focus on stress relief. And I do love the people out there that their main goal is to come in here, move for 60 minutes, and have that mental release. Can you like remember one of your favorite moments in the gym?
Ooh,
It doesn't have to be the favorite.
just one of the favorite. I would say
a little story for the group here.
One I would think it was actually pretty recently. It was I'll actually give you credit for this one.
Oh, thanks.
So I tend to psych myself out on any lift that's not a back squat.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to, on my 3 rep max for my bench press.
Oh, I remember that.
I didn't think I could do a certain weight, and you kind of marked it, and you're like, let's do this.
I wrote the weights down for you on a whiteboard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I did the weight that set my PR, and I re-racked it, and you're like, why don't you just try 5 more pounds? And I was like, there's no way I'm doing it. And I did a 3 rep max of 130 on a bench press and nearly blacked out, but had you screaming in my face the entire time. And it literally is the only time where I remember I did it and I got the bar up. And then I had to look over and ask you if I really did it, because I felt like it was like this out of body, like awesome experience.
That's awesome.
But it is. It's just, I think when you being able to do things you don't think you can do, and then all of a sudden that you don't only do it once, but you do it 3 times. And then you have your friends yelling for you and screaming for you. It's just a really, really cool experience.
That's awesome. I love it. What would you tell anyone that is, at home considering working out, but maybe like, oh, I need to get in shape first, or they're just timid or intimidated by, the style of working out we do, or the group, because it is a big group that shares well, but, generally when people enter, they feel connected pretty quickly. So what would you tell to those people?
I would say don't be intimidated. I think it's easier said than done, but at the same time, you don't need to be in shape to work out. You need to work out to get in shape. So
I love it.
And it's
so simple.
It is. It really is. And there's no easy way to transition in here. Quite honestly, you can come in here as a super fit person and still struggle with the workout, and you can come in here as a super out of shape person and struggle. Everybody struggles every day, which I think is the reason why we all get along, because it's never easy.
Collectively suffer.
Exactly. And it's just at what everybody does it at their own level. So I think it's you got a great community here. You have great coaches. One thing I tell people too, especially the new people when they come in the morning, is be aggressive with your questioning. Like when I first joined, it was like, I don't know how to do this. What do I do, or what else can I do? So be very vocal. And that's what we pay for our membership here for, is to be coached, and the coaches want to coach. So I tell people all the time, just make sure you use the resources.
Yeah, it's tough well, it's not tough, but like I have to make the decision every day in terms of how I want to coach each individual person. And so for someone like you, we've developed a relationship over the years to where I know exactly how you need to be coached, how you like to be coached, and it's because you ask questions all the time, which I am totally here for. That's what I tell people all the time, especially like we have in our stack trackers for nutrition coaching. I tell people all the time, the more information you give me, the better I can coach you. Don't be afraid to Voxer me. Don't be afraid to email me, whatever. The more questions, the better. I'm here for you for that. And it's the same thing. Like, I'd much rather coach someone who is like seeking knowledge than someone to just be like, nah, I just want to do it shitty over here. Don't leave me alone.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Because I like purposely want to come in and make someone better every single day.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And that's Rue's goal. That's absolutely our goal. We want to make every single person healthier and fitter with the best possible form and technique that we can help give that person. So I appreciate all of your questions. I appreciate the leadership you take in the gym and our community. It's been awesome. And thank you for being our member of the month, Kristi.
Thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.